Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. This quote is by Barbara Kingsolver. Hope is a renewable option. If you run out of it at the end of the day, you get to start all over again in the morning. How cool is that? It's a beautiful thing. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here. What are you doing right now? Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 190, NASDAQ off 56, S&P's off 20, gold contract trading down $17.13 at 1,186. Had some juice on the way down too, folks. Silver down 32 cents at $16.72. Now, there's where we have some divergence. Silver didn't even get to the bottom of the swing point of the day of strength. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Platinum down 27 bucks at $1,124 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.83 a pound. Light sweet crude down at $1.48, trading at $58.24. We'll see what the oil market's going to hold. Oil came down. The volume wasn't that bad, though, but bottom line, couldn't hold price. Bonds. 10-year up 26 with volume, 127.29. 30-year up 2.5 points with volume, 156.07. King dollar up 1,300 ticks at 97.41. The euro back 103 at 108.74, and the yen up 155 at 123.11. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? We take a look at we'll start with the SPY. Bottom line, folks, couldn't hold price last week. You come off the holiday weekend. You do 116 million on the way down. You're down 229. You have an expansion of volume. This is going to go after the lower end of the consolidation. What you also have happening, too, of course, is that this is a false break topside. So when we broke topside on the 18th, that was the first day we got over the highs. We had volume there of 75 million. Each day, so check this out last week, what we did. We did 75 million. Tuesday we did 72. Wednesday 76. Thursday 64. And then Friday 57. Bottom line at the highs, couldn't handle it. What happens? You come off those highs, 116 million. What does that set up? That sets up a run to the bottom of the consolidation. Now, what's going to get interesting here is that the last time that we came down, the S&P stopped at that 206.76 area. The bottom of the consolidation is not down to the 204 area. So we'll see how it basically charges into that area. The NDX 100, and by the way, what was unusual is that the Monday coming back from a holiday, folks, meaning you're coming back on a Tuesday, it's really unusual to get expansion of volume. Most folks basically, they get in, but they get in later. That is a whole different ball game. I expect you'll see not only more volume tomorrow, you'll see lower price. NDX 100, same setup. NDX 100. Now, this is the second time the NDX 100 has broken out and failed. The first time that NDX 100 broke out was on the 24th of April. The 24th of April, it takes over its highs. It gets up to a price point of 111. Goes back down into 105. Straight down. Gets back up there again. And the NDX 100 actually is giving more information than just about any indice out here. And this is why. So, your first benchmark at that first high up here is the 27th of February. 27th of February, we had done 27 million shares, so 108.91. You go back downtown. As we go back downtown, we're belting 42 million shares out down at the March 26 lows. That's 104. You know, you can realize it just went from 108 to 104. And what happens is this, is that the NDX goes up and breaks out and has some real juice behind it, folks. Okay, when we broke out in April, you know, you got up to a price point of a 111.16, you did 31 million shares. That's not bad, okay? But then guess what? It fails again, and it fails on 47 million. So the force is downtown. And here's the kicker. Last week, what we were doing is that we were testing the highs of the breakout from the 27th of April. And that test was on anemic volume. I mean, it was pretty sick. You're talking about 21 million shares, and then we tested the 21 million with 13 million. that the correlation is 13 million against 31. Bottom line, you can see no more buyers. Everyone who's in is in. Now, who are you going to sell it to? That's distribution. So now we'll see down the bottom of the end of this, will you get an expansion of volume? I suspect we will. We got the expansion today, which I said was unusual in itself. But that's the way that it looks like it's going to be set up. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? They took the gold contract south. They took it south with volume. We did volume out here today of 228,000 contracts. Now, here's where the divergence is inside the gold market. There's no doubt they took that south with volume. We got to a price point, low today was 1184.80. Now, that low is actually we'll come in at 213,000 contracts. We'll see if, in fact, it's going to crack the 1184. You crack the 1184 and you go on 1168. Where the 1184 is, folks, is this. The 1184 was the last swing low. The high of the low on the first was 1168. The high, it was 1184.40. Now, we certainly didn't get rejection of lower price out here today because we had a huge expansion of volume. What we did get, we got inside the silver market. And here's where some divergences, because silver and gold, they like to trade together. Silver is much more volatile, but what has also happened is that silver has been stronger coming off this low, because silver first took over its March downdraft, and it took it over with a lot more volume, or a lot more price than gold, not a lot more volume. But what has happened with the silver market is this. Silver comes down today 31 cents. We do 47,000 contracts. We get to a price point of, let's see, where is she? Today was the price point was 1664. That's not enough. The second day of strength coming off the bottom on silver is what it was going into today, and that was May 13th. The low of May 13th is $16.48. We got to 1664. The volume was dramatically lighter. I suspect we'll see that get tested tomorrow morning. So we'll see how it handles that area. What does happen is that the correlation inside the gold market versus the silver market is pretty wild. Like gold today was down 1.45%, silver was down 1.91%. Most of the time what you see, if silver is going to be down, gold was down 1.46, it's not unusual to see the silver market down 4.5%, and guess what? It wasn't. King dollar. Let's go take a look at King dollar, because King dollar is ruling the markets out here, folks, in a big way. Now, what's really unusual today is the aspect that good old King dollar is up and the markets are still down. So there's a lot of different dynamics that are taking place that are, I suspect, long-term changes in trends. King dollar today did 62,000 contracts. That's good volume. However, it's not as much as on the way down. On the way down, we did 100,000 contracts a couple different times. The way King dollar is set up is that we're at 97.39, 97.47. I suspect it's going to try to get into tomorrow morning, and we'll see whether it can handle it. If it does handle the 97.47 area, that little baby will go up to 100 again. So tomorrow's going to be a big number out here, no two ways about it. We go over to the bond market, and in fact, I'm going to put this 10-year bond up just for 1 second. Okay, so TYM5. We put the 10-year bond up, and what you're going to see is that we did 2.3 million contracts, and that's a big number. We didn't get to the swing point, however. And what I've seen in the bond market before is this. When you come off these lows, the bond market has shown that it can get juice behind the move. The real key is going to be, can it follow through with juice as it attacks the 128.06 number? And, we're right next to that, folks, okay? We're at 127.29. There's only 32 points ticks in a point. So you can see we're only 9 ticks away from that. But that wants to get attacked, I suspect, tomorrow morning. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. Coming right back.